close my eyes to see the light that's shining deep inside me. I just can't sleep, get lost in these moments. Can't press repeat, gotta freeze it and hold it. I'm in too deep as the ocean. No, I just can't sleep, cause I'm lost in these moments. Na 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 na. Lost in these moments. Na 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 na. Lost in these moments. Na 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 na. Lost in these moments. Na 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 na. Lost in these moments. We break away and disobey. We feel our sorrows fading away. We got tonight to shed a light. Yeah, we can make it better. I just can't sleep, get lost in these moments. Can't press repeat, gotta freeze it and hold it. Yeah, I'm in too deep as the ocean. No, I just can't sleep, cause I'm lost in these moments. Na 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 na. Lost in these moments. Na 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 na.
What is up, Overwatch Odyssey? It is Zoran once again coming at you live here for this XL2 B Lootboxers. I don't know what I just said, a matchup, and we are excited to see these two teams go head-to-head. But before we get things underway, so you see that we still have 2 minutes and 40, and no, we are not starting early for once, but we do have a special I'll say special occurrence here. So in the booth with me is the one, the only Bogus Bonus from Munchkins, who has also been casting with me, aka Ray. And we're going to do a little bit of a quote unquote post game interview as we're doing this. So Ray, what's happening?
Hey everybody. I'm ready to watch some Overwatch. I'm ready to spectate. I just played a pretty well performance on my side, and it feels really good when your team just works together. So I'm excited and I'm ready for some Overwatch Odyssey.
Yeah. No, I'm glad to have you here in the booth with me. But just going back to that game, what are some things that you felt went well against XL2A, and what are some things that you felt like maybe you struggled with a little bit there, if anything?
I felt like we were very comfortable playing into the ball, which is just an absolutely great a thing you want to see when you look at this lineup and see all the ball players on these teams. I felt like the ball wasn't an issue. I felt like our dives were really well, and we played around it really nicely.
Yeah.
When it comes down to what we struggled with, there's obviously our faults in everybody on the team mostly. But it's mainly just team play and target priority, as
Sure.
well as just the basics that every good team needs to master when it comes down to a team play, coordinated team play. Some things that you aren't taught in competitive or
Okay.
just normally by playing the game. Ult tracking, ult planning, fight planning, all of that is something we will definitely have to work on, and we have to improve.
Yeah. No, I do want to speak on I'll say your coordination that you had. I mean, it looked really clean from what we could tell and what we could spectate. So, I mean, kudos to you and the rest of your team for doing that very well. What are the things? I know you said that you were playing in a face-it match beforehand. What are some things that in like scrims and matches that you really work on together? I mean, I know the coordination is obviously one thing that you want to continue to work on, especially like the comms and whatnot. But is there anything in specific that you work on and continue to pat down to make sure it's solid for every match that you go into?
100%. I think it isn't. I think it's pretty obvious to know that our safety is the Winston. When we were playing against XL2 B, we struggled against the Junker Queen. It's obvious. It wasn't a super easy match. So during scrims, we just want to make sure we can play whatever we need to play. We have a new tank on the team, Thumper. He's great. He flexes a lot and has an absolutely amazing knowledge. But we got that Winston, the Winston Tracer Genji. We got that dive down to a T very quickly. But I can't lie, we've been struggling with the brawl, at least at the start, but it's coming right back to us.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks very good so far. So we're excited to see what that can do and what that can look like going forward. As your next match is against against Lootboxers, powerhouse team. But I am looking at chat here, looking to see if the team is Lootboxers is eligible to play in this match. It looks like they lost one of their support players, so bear with us as we get that figured out. Alrighty, so for everyone who is with us here, all three of our viewers, we are going to be waiting a little bit, hopefully not too long, but Lootboxers are unfortunately going to be without a support player as of now, so they are trying to contact one of their supports to get this match underway. So we will be waiting just a little bit. If we're waiting, so the cutoff is technically 15 minutes, so I apologize for those of you hanging out here in stream. We are going to wait the full time, and we will be waiting to see if Lootboxers are going to take a forfeit or if they can get one of their support players. So hang tight, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, everyone. So that will officially be a Lootboxers forfeit. So the XL2 on paper will officially get a 3-0 victory. But we will get to see both tanks play for Lootboxers tonight, although one will be playing in the support role as the teams have opted to go ahead and play this match out, even though it is a forfeit. So I'm going to turn things over to you, Ray, and we're going to get things underway at Samoa to kick things off.
All right.
Welcome to Samoa.
So we've got Lootboxers, we've got XL2 B. You've played both teams, but you've never seen Julian on support, and it looks like actually maybe Hockey Pizza Man is going to end up being on support. What are your thoughts for this?
You know, I did play the Lootboxers. However, I did not play against Eugene or Lover. So I don't know much about that DPS line. And, I mean, what do I know? They might be a lot better than what I would assume, I suppose. They might be what the Lootboxers need to win this match. I think Flubber Tree was looking really good on the Junker Queen, going over to XL2 B. When I went against him, Flubber Tree was looking really nice on the Junker Queen. Golden Hash Brown playing a very good Tracer as well. So I think it's anyone's match.
Yeah, it could be still, but we'll see what happens.
So we do have Julian G on the ball, and Hockey Pizza Man will be playing Ana as we walk out with Flubber Tree on Malga, fighting a brawl into the close room. Illusionist takes a good first pick onto Eugene. Play the Junkrat. Julian G goes in for a slam, picking off Illusionist and Foggy. Able to deal a lot of damage. Win falling very low. Same with Hash Brown, as Julian G is able to clean up a lot. Just Flubber Tree to be left on the point. There's the charge off, and it looks like team fight win for the Lootboxers.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it looked pretty clean for the Lootboxers, and maybe a little bit scattered and separated for XL2 B.
Well, that's what the ball does. Just rolling in, able to almost get booped off there as Julian G makes a recovery and slams onto point. Fogsy getting pretty low. Golden Hash Brown taking arrow down to very low, but able to live. Lover on the soldier will hit a nice nade and pick off Hash Brown. There goes Illusionist. Flubber Tree gets a stomp onto Hockey Pizza Man, and a lot of kills come out here. Flubber Tree was able to live a bit, kill Julian G, but it's just not enough. XL2 just needs a little bit more here, a tiny bit more, in order to secure this one.
Yeah, so far things are looking to go exactly how Lootboxers want them so far.
Illusionist getting a good pick as the mines from Julian come out. Looks like there's the pulse bomb, goes wide unfortunately as a very fast engage with the Mauga comes in, but doesn't really kill anybody. Illusionist was able to find Julian in the backline though. It's a really good pick. It's just arrow here to deal some damage. Will probably fall very soon, as well as Hockey Pizza Man. So that's a nice point flip. Not too bad. Only one ult from the side of XL2.
And that one ult comes back really quickly, so
definitely. We're seeing a cage fight. We're seeing a lot of ults coming from XL2 and just both sides in general. There's the high noon from Illusionist and the close immediate riptide from Eugene picking off Golden Hash Brown. Illusionist and Julian G trying to juke each other out, it seems. There's the cage fight onto both of the on the back line there, as Arrow and Eugene will fall victim to the prey of Mauga's double guns. There's a charge, a sleep goes wide, and Mauga will get antied, but drop Hockey Pizza Man very low, able to have Golden Hash Brown just pick that one up, and Julian G will be low health and just left wanting. Now, because that cage fight was used, and they sort of just had to chalk that fight up to a loss, but the beat is sort of free. Eugene is able to get a good pick onto Illusionist. There goes the beat to match a Nano Visor onto Lover, and Lootboxers look like they will be taking this. Flubber Tree will be caught in the middle of many a Lootboxer and not able to live. Golden Hash Brown is able to get a pick at the end there, though. Mines very early, holding kind of this spawn area, as Illusionist will be directly in the middle. Golden Hash Brown opting to go on to May. This is definitely an interesting play. Julian G falling quite low as the point ticks up. Are they going to be able to touch? Yes! There's the stomp as beat comes out from Arrow. It's a good beat, able to keep the Lootboxers alive, able to do what they need to do. Latina Lover is just going off right now. Julian G getting very low, but really it's only Flubber Tree alive, and it's a 1v5 scenario. 99 to 74 for the side of Lootboxers at the start here.
yeah, good round for the Lootboxers for sure. And I had said it, and maybe it was a, well, obviously moment, and then you kind of explained it a little bit. Just Julian doing exactly what Ball does, able to disrupt the side of XL2 B and really making them look kind of scattered. But also, I mean, not to take anything away, Illusionist doing a pretty good job on Cassidy, trying to limit Julian's effectiveness. But you see Julian still rolling out on the ball, so clearly it just wasn't enough.
Illusionist was getting some really good opening picks. That's what you want to see out of your hit scan player. But this very odd comp that the loot boxes are running doesn't really matter if you're running a 4v5 if everybody on your team is taking 1v1s. We're seeing a Pharah from Eugene. This Pharah will be possibly uncontested with the comp that we're seeing from XL2. Wall goes out, trying to stop Julian from doing a lot. There's the Sojourn from Illusionist. That's what you like to see when playing into Ball. Flubbertree's able to pop that Cardiac Overdrive, get Eugene down. And that will be first point flip. It's a 4v5, but Fogsy drops really low, and as long as XL2 is able to keep this 5-man core in a pretty decent spot, they will be able to just win those neutrals, because Ball can't really do anything if not taking those 1v1s or 1v2s even. This is looking pretty nice for XL2. Has a quick dive, goes
nice
on to Illusionist.
pick.
A nice pick from Golden Hash Brown. Eugene falling short as Fogsy will get the kill onto Arrow. Julian has been falling very low here, but decides to live. Fogsy getting that Discord from Hockey Pizza Man. Not able to survive. That Zen will be a nightmare for the Mauga, and it looks like XL2 will just have to disengage here. Not the worst idea. Flubbertree gets that Discord after the Cardiac Overdrive is popped, grabs the Mega, which is really good, but Illusionist is just stuck inside and dies on the point. Not bad. 56% for XL2. Looks like Lover is pushing very high up. It's met with the focus fire of a lot of people. A stomp goes down, but the barrage just focused on Flubbertree. Julian G's the only one really to do much. There's just Hockey Pizza Man in the back line, maybe sneaking a little bit, trying to get possibly a sneaky pick onto somebody. But we're seeing all 5 ults from XL2 and 3, maybe 4 ults from Lootboxers in this next fight.
I think having Hockey Pizza Man's ult, though, is going to be kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card for the Lootboxers in some situations if they're able to use things wisely.
Exactly. Julian G pops the mines. There's a cleanse. Hash Brown's forced to. A lot of utility forced out. There's the Transcendence for Hockey Pizza Man. This fight is all over the place right now, but Julian and Lover are able to get a couple stray picks, find people out on their own angles, and while it's a point loss, that's 99%, and they have 4 ults. There is only beat to match these 4, and that's just a dream come true if you're XL2.
Yeah. Illusion is swapping now to Ash. Does go down to Eugene.
Yeah, that focus fire from the Pharah and the boot from the Ball is just a lot. This will get Golden Hash Brown out of position. Mauga comes in to try and heal. There's the beat. Okay, XL2 kind of just needs to run out of here. Lover falling dangerously low. Same with Julian. High Noon comes out. It kills Flubbertree, but Julian's also dead. XL2 just needs to live here. There is almost no ults on the side of Lootboxers when they're looking at 4 on XL2. The Lootboxers need to do something. This barrage needs to come up big, get 3 or 4. Or, I mean, maybe even just Mauga is all they need. But we will have to see. There's the beat to open as Latina, or Lover, is the one to be focused. And it's sort of been given Eugene. Yeah, there's the cage fight. Tries to get Julian G down. It's very low and dies. It's just the supports to live. Arrow low. Yep,
yeah.
Arrow's down, and that will be map 2, 1-1.
Just an alt dump there from XL2 is all they needed, and they started doing that. Obviously, it worked for them in the end. It looked like Golden even threw away Blizzard just to solo alt. Who was that?
Isn't the worst
Was it
idea when
Eugene?
you're 4-1.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything that was a bad idea, and sometimes it's fun to solo out people. But now making things 1-1 here between these two teams.
Now you're just if you're Lootboxers, you're looking for some changes here. You're trying to learn here. That old advantage that XL2 had was looking disastrous, and I'm liking these team comps here. XL2 opting to go fast with the Lucio Kiriko, possibly Kiriko for any Ana that wants to be played. Has this initial comes out. It looks like Flubbertree's really open, kind of split as Eugene is holding an angle really well, stopping most of XL2 from getting out. Flubbertree walked onto Julian. Yeah, you can't really do that facing that Mago with double guns, and the pressure from Hash Brown and the just I'd say aura from Mauga is a lot. Everybody is really out of position here, as Eugene is able to sort of walk up on Hockey Pizza Man. There's not really much of a team play here, and it's not a lot of healing running that Lucio Zen. This will allow Flubbertree to sort of walk anywhere where he's not discorded. A very quick sort of in and out fight, going for the side of XL2.
Oh no! I watched that in 4K.
Oh no, not Julian G. Unfortunately falling off the map.
Unfortunate roll. Yeah.
XL2 sort of push up here, 60%. Eugene falls dangerously low, same with Hockey Pizza Man. Off of the Zen, yeah, Hockey Pizza Man would just be a target for Golden Hash Brown. I played against that Tracer. You do not want to see it in action. It's disastrous. Arrow will be able to take out Fogsy, though. That might not be the worst thing for the Lootboxers. If they're able to go very fast, I say that as Arrow will follow Golden Hash Brown. This Tracer is able to just cover every angle possible, destroy every half health small low HP character, as the Cardiac Overdrive comes from Swim, but it's not able to save them. Pulse Bomb from Lover does not connect on Illusionist, and there's a lot happening right now. Eugene pops the overclock, gets killed by Fogsy, but Julian's able to come back. It's looking like good. It's looking pretty good for the Lootboxers, as Julian's doing a lot. There goes the cage fight, and it's just Illusionist and Win on the point. This is a lot. Julian not able to do much at low health, but the Kiriko rush is able to allow them to buy some time. Illusionist falls, and Win is close to follow.
Yeah, I mean that was the take Lootboxers needed. It was now or never, but now they're going to have to go all the way from 0 to 100, which I think is definitely going to be a tough ask from this team. XL2 does only have both support alts.
Both support ults is very dangerous, though. If they're able to get Arrow down, okay, no beat because Fogsy falls in between a ball and a disruptor shot. Eugene gets very low, does not get the cleanse. Now it's a 4v4, and it looks like some ults may need to come out for the side of the Lootboxers, since it's a 4v5. Golden Hash Brown's able to pick off Lover, but Hockey Pizza Man lands two great kunai. There's the Kitsune rush from Win and the beat from both sides, but it's a 3v4 right now. It's looking pretty good for the Lootboxers. Illusionist will be the focus here, and yeah, Flubbertree just falls low, and that looks like both support ults for the loss, unfortunately.
Man, that's an expensive loss there for XL2B.
Indeed, but if I know anything about XL2 B, Golden Hash Brown, Illusionist, hell, even Win, they will be able to pick up a great, great pick that'll just sort of give them a beautiful lead. There goes the slam from Julian G, and Flubbertree will try to follow. There's that pick we were looking for. No mines for this fight. Point flip as the Kiriko ult comes out, and it's just very, very bad. Oh, look, Lover gets a nice pick off the Farsi with the ultimate, and there's the overclock from Eugene, able to bring people back, and this hamster ultimate, the mines will force Flubbertree to run away. Illusionist gets a very valuable pick. The point has not flipped to Lootboxers just yet. Flubbertree is still alive with a Kiriko, and Julian G is very low. Illusionist with a great pick. Arrow gets Fogsy out, but nobody is able to touch at the end. Julian G was right there. XL2 B with their first map and the first map win.
Play of the game.
That was an amazing map. I just wish the Lootboxers were able to get their support player. Unfortunately, some things happen, and it is what it is. I had to forfeit a match as well. It's
Yeah.
okay, but yeah, it is what it is. A very, very great effort for the Lootboxers, and just a good match all around. I can't wait to see what we have.
Well, as we say that, we may be getting some unfortunate news after that first match. Although it was a fun map to watch at Samoa, may look like the DPS are just gonna dip. Their main, so Dream Suite, who is normally playing support, is unfortunately at work at this time, and Squid is unfortunately MIA.
Unfortunate.
And we did lose Eugene.
Unfortunate.
As if one match wasn't enough, they're calling for the powers of Bogus Bonus in their lineup.
I mean, I offered, so I am very down. I just want to play some Overwatch. Both of the teams are good, so I would love to. I would love to play.
Well, we're gonna figure this out here, Ray. We're gonna see what we can do, and get this sorted out here. So, chat, bear with us, as we will hopefully still be having a map too between these two teams.
thinking about your love tonight. Two hearts gonna make our worlds collide, baby. I just wanna be the one to treat you right. Two-step with me, baby, slide, slide. I've been thinking about your love tonight. Two hearts gonna make our worlds collide, baby. I just wanna be the one to treat you right. Two-step with me, baby, slide, slide. I've been thinking about your love tonight. I just wanna be the one to treat you right. I've been thinking about your love tonight. Two hearts gonna make our worlds collide, baby. I just wanna be the one to treat you right. Two-step with me, baby, slide, slide.
All right, what is up, Overwatch Odyssey? We are back and ready for a map 2, but we have had some roster and caster changes. So Ray is hopping in on the lineup of the Lootboxers, as this match is technically a forfeit already. So just having some fun while still playing some Overwatch. But hopping in the booth, we have a very special guest. We have got Rias Grimmery, I believe.
Yes.
The many names, but here in chat with me, the coach of XL2 B and maybe some other XL2 teams. What's happening?
Yeah, I coach all 3 XL2 teams simultaneously.
That sounds like a blast. I bet you've got a really busy schedule.
Oh, it's very jam-packed.
Well, seems like making the best of it. XL2 teams, some struggles, but overall looking very strong, and definitely looking very good. So kudos to you in coaching them. But as we're getting things underway for this, I'll say pseudo Lootboxers team and XL2B, swapping John in, who plays a lot of bit. Man, I can't even talk. A lot of poke tanks. Are you expecting a poke comp here? Or I guess on offense, maybe trying to dive, or still sticking with the poke, you think?
Very much Sigma, yeah. As you can see the selection there. He's a big Sigma connoisseur. It's kind of his thing.
Hey, if you have something and it works, my philosophy, and I'm sure several others share this philosophy, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So definitely good to see that Sigma come out. Golden going to be running the Torb with Win on Ashe. And then we've got Fogsy and Illusionist rocking support here with a Juno Ana. Still seeing the ball from Julian. We've got Ray and Lover on the side of Lootboxers for DPS. Tracer and Ashe. Holdeth thine horses.
Attackers incoming. Defend.
Are we going to have a mutual standoff?
I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a pause attempt. I'm not sure what's going on here in chat.
Nor am I. Guess we go to pick on Winrelex.
Yo, Pipes is giving you a shout out on chat. Julian does go down. Yeah, you got to pull up that chat real quick on the side.
Oh, come on outside. Me.
And Win getting lots of damage. Lover does get the burn off on the Golden, forcing back into cover. And some nice picks. Win getting 2. John getting the pick onto Ray. And XL2B just walking onto point here.
Julian rolling through like a bowling ball. Nice.
Nothing else, just build an alt charge, right?
Yeah, nice soft damage. I mean, good 5% every time he does it.
And XL2B able to get the objective here and start the payload and its journey. Julian does get very low as well. John maybe looking to take some space moving up. Ray and Julian still, again, just trying to form a semblance of a dive here.
Arrow is looking for something. There he is. Oh, sorry, there she is. Straight in. Fogsy with the Fogsy and Winrelex with the pick on her.
And Wynn does get caught with the burn, though. Julian able to pick off illusions in the back line there.
Let's see how they do down here.
There come the mines. Bob coming out as well. And Julian and Ray just striking, getting Winterlex down.
On the advantage, it looks like XL2 A is backing out of this fight.
Yep, just leaving the point, getting a solid regroup. I mean, even...
Golden, I don't know what he's doing.
Golden's looking for Ray. Sole objective.
Yeah, it seems like it. He loves his turn too. Loves playing with it.
There's the nano onto Golden.
Nice blocks. Even better train.
And there's going to be the Molten Core coming out as well. We do have a Bob on the side of the Lootboxers coming up on lines again. And B.
Takes a win. We got Ray on the back flank here. Arrow and Ray together on John. They both seem to pull out of it.
And John looking very low. Does get the pick.
Isolated. Oh, great pick on the side of Lootboxers here.
I mean, you wouldn't think, just looking at how things are being played, that Ray and Julian are from two completely different teams. But just overall doing a nice dive and grouping up together really well.
Communication looking very excellent on the side of Lootboxers, it seems.
And we do have a swap. Looks like John's going to be swapping off the SIG onto Malga. We did see some struggle for the side of the Lootboxers when playing against the Malga, but Ray able to get that pick onto Illusionist. Again, maybe a little bit of a regroup needed, but as going to be Orbital, they're just going to walk on that. Win getting that pick onto Hockey Pizza Man.
Great start here, but taking it back to even. The team level is pretty low on height there. Gotta get the passive regen up. Golden deep in enemy territory, playing with the turret.
And is not going to be able to get out. So now I understand what you meant by saying, what is Golden doing? Maybe a questionable play, but also maybe taking a little bit of an off angle, pretty hard off angle.
I think it's well above my pay grade in information.
And looks like John is going to just go ahead and dive onto Lover, but able to get out. Able to get Arrow down, but overall, value a little bit, I think, lost for that Nano. Ray, again, able to get a pick, does take Golden down.
Ray getting very risky with that one. Blink straight through. XL2 B does not get punished at all. Gets punished there, but
yeah.
I mean, too little, too late.
Yeah. And Arrow and Julian able to clean up and get John down. I mean, I think notoriously, Blizzard World, I'm thinking Eichenwald too, just like have that one point that seemed just like impossible to get through without a lot of coordination and some ults even thrown in.
With the excessive amount of high ground, and it's all very good high ground on this second point of Blizz. It's just, you have to take control of it to even hope of pushing through here, and it's a very tall task to take this height here. It's not easy.
We do see High Noon come out from Winterlex.
Julian is slept on high ground half, has to retreat to his supports, it seems. This Trank is out. Golden is one in the back line. Julian takes care of him. Oh, sorry, it was Ray who took care of him.
And does manage to get Hockey Pizza Man down, but again, just not enough. XL2 B stopped just shy of the checkpoint there.
Score
Lootboxers in somewhat of a bit of a Frankenstein team, still getting everything done the way they needed to.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely looking pretty good from them. XL2 B struggling around that corner a little bit, and maybe some of it comes from just knowing that the match is already run, maybe just having a little bit of fun. But overall, I mean, they looked really good on control. I think things played out exactly how they would want to have there on Samoa. Looking a little, I'll say a little more rough for them, rougher for them here as they're pushing Blizzard World.
A-Team did want to take this at least a little bit serious from map 1, but I'm not sure how they're doing now. I did jokingly tell Golden to play. He was only allowed to play Torbjorn, and I think he took me very serious on that one.
Well, we do see a swap, though, so hopefully that provides some more value. Golden now going to be playing that Cass Win, playing Ashe again to start things off. And then we have Fogsy and Illusionist playing that Brig Ana duo. For the side of Lootboxers, again, we've got kind of a dive, and it looks like Glover is going to be playing some Widow as well. Maybe with a pocket
a little
from
bit of
Hockey
Mercio,
Pizza Man.
it looks like.
Yeah.
Defend objective A.
Interesting. Let's see how Mercio on offense goes here.
I just realized that I had the scoreboard up this whole time. I apologize, chat. And sleep is missed. Winterlex does get very low.
Winlex and Golden taken out by the Arrow Julian dive.
I mean, and nice whip shot there from Fogsy and TTV able to get.
But
I don't know
he does escape that. That is honestly impressive.
Stop the payload.
Julian still in the backline, unnoticed. Rolls in, great slam. Hits everyone.
Looks like Glover just holding down an angle here. I don't believe a ton of value so far, but as we're getting into open space, Glover could prove to be a lot more dangerous here. Julian Ante does go down. Ray going down as well to the burn from Win.
Widow is asleep. Punished in the big pack room. Very much XL2 B fight win.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not sure they know about Arrow yet. Yeah, they do now. Winrolex at least does.
And Julian is back also. Does get hindered and forced back, at least into cover for a moment.
It was finally dealt with. Great dynamite from Winrolex. Susu is out.
Yeah, there's going to be the flux. Maybe able to get, does not get anyone. I thought for sure. Well, Lover doesn't end up going down there.
And this is, honestly, another fight win. Not too many eliminations, but I mean, it's not like they can pressure anymore. Great minds from Julian.
Does get Golden.
Isolates. Sean is split and isolated. He is dead here.
And Julian with 29 HP does manage to get to a Mega. The Bob does come out.
Ray on Illusionist. Illusionist goes down. Fogsy is sorry, not nano. He is in rally. He still gets taken out here. It's a fight win from the side of Lootboxers. Looking great now. All you need was that little bit of a push on that first team fight there around that bend, and they're starting to roll.
Man, a nice opening pick there from Julian, able to get Illusionist. Now maybe going to be looking at Fogsy here. Rush coming out from the side of the Lootboxers. And there's going to be Blade as well from Ray. Able to get Golden, able to get Fogsy. Now looking at Win, does get Win down.
Ray with shades of lip, and they take the map.
Got to make sure the asterisks on there, everyone.
Asterix Lootboxers take the win.
Play of the game.
Some nice shooting there from Winrelex. Very nicely played. And we do have a member of the Lootboxers showing up. Unfortunately, too little, too late. But maybe going to be swapping Ray back out to make it a full Lootboxers team, although still a little bit of a Frankenstein team. So bear with us as we're getting things ready for our push map. Yeah, and it looks like that was the decision that was made. Ocelot is going to be hopping in there. So going into push, Lootboxers will have a ban. Is there a map on push that you would think XL2 B would favor over others?
In the current map pool or in just push period?
I guess in the map pool specifically, but if there's one that's maybe, I mean, the only push map that's not in pool, I guess if that's the option, then.
Let me make sure I remember the map pool here. XL2B here. I think they're a very solid like Coliseo teams, which is in the map pool. Yeah, as John does select Coliseo there. It's the one they scrim the most. It's the one they play in games the most. It's the one that their team fits in the best, at least in my opinion. And honestly, it should be in everyone else's on the team's opinion. It is a B team map. It's great for them.
So we will be going to Coliseo. So now we're just waiting on whoever's running those graphics to get those up for everyone. Taking too much time. You know, although this match is just kind of for fun, you still got to keep everyone informed. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams should be taking it at least somewhat serious. I mean, the Lootboxers do want to they should try and at least prove that they would have won if they had full power here. And B team wants to show that, hey, it doesn't matter. You know, everyone wants to be the best team. You know, both these teams are very much fighting for that number one spot. Yeah.
Contending for that, and I think this would have been a good match for XL2 to really prove their merit here in Group A, as these teams are competing for, again, like you said, that number one spot, and who gets that number one seed. XL2B currently at number 3, so definitely still very much in this fight, and getting this, I mean, forfeit win, but it's still a win. If they're able to get that XL2A win, just depending on how things go in that Munchkins Lootboxers match, certainly possible to make their way up there.
I think that the B and A team match will be very good. That Lootboxers Munchkins match will also be very good. So some great upcoming matches in the A division here.
I'm excited to see. Maybe it's a sign of favoritism if you answer my question, but if you just had to say right now, no thought involved whatsoever, who's winning the matchup between XL2B and XL2A?
As it currently stands, I have made the announcement to both teams. B team does beat A team right now, which I will slightly leak information. A team hasn't lost to any of the XL2 teams in scrims, in internal scrims, but B team is looking very promising as of right now. They've gotten very good since the start of this season.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see that matchup between these two teams, or those two teams. But there's still some play left between XL2 B and now an actual Lootboxers lineup. But it'll be interesting. I guess I should have thought about this before I put us into what's going on. Ocelot maybe. Yep, looks like Hockey Pizza Man is going to be playing DPS now, and Ocelot's going to be playing support. So we're going to make that swap real quick. Alrighty, and so at Coliseo, so you said that Coliseo is an XL2 B map. What does that mean? Break that down for me a little bit.
XL2B, they're very nice when it comes to like brawl compositions. I feel they're one of the strongest brawl teams in the Odyssey League. They just work together the best. I think when it's like a brawl map, like Coliseo. I know Ball is pretty solid in this map. Winston is also very playable, but this is just a map that John has some great results on Ramatra and Diva.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see that. We do see again the ball coming from Julian. Hockey Pizza Man going to be on Torb and Lover on Bastion, while we see a Lucio Iari. And so far, John does get demech'd. Just a lot of damage output there from Lover. But does go down. Golden able to finish that kill, but Julian still putting in some work. Looking at win next.
Doing everything in the back line, tearing it up, man. That guy is an animal.
And Julian had eyes there on Fogsy, but ultimately choosing to peel out. Does get slept. Is going to get anti.
Not punished. I think he does get away here.
Man, an early pick there. Arrow able to get Golden Hash Brown down. Team's still kind of setting up too. I don't know if Golden was maybe just trying to regroup or what the plan was, but unfortunately just not engaging with the rest of the team there.
I believe he was trying to get on Ocelot. I am not sure though.
And nice fight, but able to sustain. Illusion is staying alive there. Looked good, and Golden able to get Arrow down.
Julian gets out after getting slept and antied again.
Man. Lover able to survive that pulse bomb from Golden Hash Brown. Hockey looking very low.
Julian on his re-engage. Winrelex is one, but it's not noticed. Golden is taken out. John is demech'd.
Man. Just so much pressure there from Julian onto the back line of XL2.
Julian is one, unable to engage at the moment. Those ball perks though.
And Julian does get Winterlix down. And here's going to be the Sun. Defense Matrix being held up. Does not get eaten, however. But I don't know that it was able to get anyone other than John.
No, I believe it did. John's mech is one. He has to fully leave. Foxy beats. Doesn't hit John still, so John is still very low. He gets pocketed by Illusionist. Hockey Pizza Man is having quite a bit of fun on Timmy there.
XL2B ultimately does look like they're going to be winning the fight. I did, of course, have to spectate Hockey Pizza Man a little bit on Timmy. John wanting to body block, not able to keep Julian in there. Again, antied. Did we start calling Julian Houdini? Is that like a thing?
Calling Julian Houdini. Houdini. I don't know. Houdini was a bit of a was he not an illusionist? One of the guys.
Magician, escape artist.
Yeah, an escape artist. One of those kind of magicians. He is a bit of an escape artist here.
You know, I like the call. I like seeing Fogsy on Lucio here, just trying to boop Julian and prevent some of the just disruption and damage that Julian's causing in the backline.
Displacement is the best way to deal with Wrecking Ball. You can displace him and not let him pick up all of that momentum. You know, it's really hard to find a lot of value just in that click.
Man. 3 ults coming out for the side of Lootboxers. We do have Nano on to win, able to get the pick on Hockey Pizza Man.
John is also taken out though. Great minds are on the payload there. When Relax does pop ult, gets one. His arrow does escape somehow.
Approaching the final destination.
No one. Okay, there we go.
No one,
Relax
yeah.
finally noticed his arrow. Arrow is still alive. Skating off the map, it seems. Makes it back to their team. Very impressive.
I have often referred to Arrow as Frogger.
I would more on the SK side, in my opinion. Frogger's
Okay.
a bit of a known inter.
Yeah.
Arrow stays alive very well.
That's fair. That's fair. Hockey Pizza Man maybe looking to get a hammer kill. Does get hit with the rail shot from Winterlex. And
Also, it does get isolated by Golden here and taken out. Julian is still just causing absolute mayhem at all times, it seems, and they cannot take him out. Finally, it's taken
Winterlex.
out. Say something about it. Casting
Yeah.
Terrorist.
For a while there, speaking of Caster's Curse, I would always like switch to someone right before they died. It was just like it was a bad problem. But XL2 making some progress now. Maybe hoping to get things around, but Lover taking Winterlex right as Q is pressed. Mine's coming out as well from Julian. A lot of pressure on Illusionist. Does get that pick.
Oh. Julian is everywhere at all times, everywhere, anywhere, all at once. Wherever you need him on the Lootboxers side, Julian will be there.
Do see Win swapping onto the Cass again.
Julian slept and antied for the what seems 100th time this map and escapes. Maybe Houdini does fit Julian here. Hockey Pizza Man healing him with the hammer.
Julian able to shut down.
Hockey Pizza Man with a very freaky flank. It gets taken out. Illusionist is taken out.
Yeah, I mean, Lootboxers just being forced to regroup here. Hockey Pizza Man, however, still just like back there. Now a lot of pressure onto Fogsy. Fogsy now forced onto the low ground here.
Winterlex gets both supports isolated and manages to take Arrow out.
Does finish off Julian as well.
Winterlex with his lethal walk.
Still just under 2 minutes yet. I mean, I think a lot of fights to be won, but definitely still possible for XL2 B.
Very much. If they can keep the momentum shifted in their way, it's very much a winnable map. John clears half of the mines with his shield. Arrow takes out Winterlex. John is getting isolated. John should be taken out here by Arrow and Julian. Can only play his shield for so long as
Right.
Golden gets doubled. is Golden does appear to solo flip the momentum.
There's going to be the nano onto Golden.
We're talking a nano visor, where it keeps the momentum going. It's on just the backpack of Golden Hash Brown, it looked like.
And there's going to be the beat, maybe an aggressive beat, really pushing into XL2 B. Golden looking very low. Is going to go down. Julian getting a double.
Jeez, man.
And there's 3, there's 4.
Oh, 4 Ps. Does he get the 5, man? It appears so. Julian with the on-screen 5K. Shades of Junebin this map, it seems. Hockey Pizza Man loving that armor perk.
Yeah. And Illusionist displaced and eliminated Ocelot, able to get a pick there. But still some picks rolling out for XL2B. That is going to close things out for this third map here at Coliseo.
You know, I think Hockey Pizza Man very much had his fun that map.
Yeah. After suffering on an off roll of support. And play the game there from Ocelot on Iari. Yeah. Solid shooting. Well done. And I mean, that ult, man, still really strong.
Sunstrike?
Yeah.
Comboed well. It's one of those team fight winning by itself. As long as your team is on the same page as you, Sunstrike could flip a team fight pretty fast.
But yeah, for sure. We are going to be moving on to Flashpoint. And XL2 will have the map pick for this as the pseudo Lootboxers are going to advance 2-1 in the score that doesn't matter. Are you forcing them to play New Junk City?
I would love to force them to play New Junk City, but John is not a very big fan of that map. I am very much a massive fan of New Junk City.
John is adamantly saying Saravasa.
Wait, Winrelex appears to be getting off?
Yeah, Winrelex is getting swapped for Katic and is calling it a night.
Good night, Mr. Winrelex. It was great to have you here.
Man, and John saying not to listen to you.
He's just a hater, man.
He's just a hater. Alrighty, and we will be getting things underway. We are going to be going against the coach's desire. We are going to be seeing some Saravasa.
Unfortunately. You know, the stream doesn't get enough New Junk City, I feel.
Real. And everyone bans New Queen Street. So, like, we're never going to see that map ever, probably.
I don't know about that. I feel last season, some people, especially around playoffs, you pull something out of your back pocket and take the off pick, and people aren't ready for it, you know?
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
teams aren't scrimming New Junk City because no one plays it.
You know, it's funny. I just had a conversation with John about this in the match before, talking about how there's only 2 Flashpoint maps, and how I would like to see some more.
I would also love at least one more Flashpoint map. I feel whenever you get the game mode, it's always just a 50-50. It's one or the other. I mean, they don't have any other map in it, and it's been in the game for almost 2 years at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they still haven't given us another game mode, another map on this game mode. I mean, the player base wasn't a very big fan of Flashpoint when it released, but
Right.
I feel most people have come around.
But hey, it did stay. In competitive, unlike another game mode that Blizzard has released. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a tank swap. Hockey Pizza Man now going to be the one playing ball here. Teams are rolling out to the objective. And it looks like Arrow going to be the first one to touch here. Dadon, John rocking the Ramatra here. Golden going to be on Soj. We see a Sombra from Lover. And the Golden Gloves able to get Arrow down. It's going to be an XL2 B first take.
Apologies, I did receive a phone call.
No worries. Hockey Pizza Man rolling in, does die, does not have the Houdini, I don't know what I just said, like abilities that Julian does.
He's more of a, what was the Chris Angel, right, from the 2000s? More of a Chris Angel guy on the Wrecking Ball.
And looks like Lover is taking a wide angle here. Does regroup here with Ocelot. Does get the pick though.
You know, looks like they're flipping this on it completely on its head. Cadix is very much in, going to get picked here, unfortunately.
Sit down, please.
John does live a while on the point. Gets XL2 B,
Yeah.
99%, meaning, you know, all they have to do is take one team fight and win.
And they do have both support alts coming online, coming up on Railgun, especially. For the side of Lootboxers, though, they do have just the mines coming online with Rush and Riptire coming up pretty soon. Excuse me.
Both teams have a good bit of high changing team fights here. Illusionist does get picked, but Julian also gets picked at the same time. Cadix putting XL2 at a disadvantage. Golden evening up instantly and taking the advantage.
And Lootboxers almost gave away the point to XL2. There's going to be the Riptire coming in from Julian. And B going to be used. Kitsune coming out as well.
Arrow the Unkillable is taken out.
This ends now.
Julian with a good pick on John here. But XL2A isn't backing now. Golden with a nice pick on Julian. Hockey Pizza Man just spinning and spinning on the merry-go-round.
Good to see you.
And they are going to be able to get Hockey Pizza Man down. Golden Hash Brown going down as well. This is looking like it's going to be the point for XL2B, and it is.
Foxy gets picked right at the end, but so does Cadix, but it's too little too late, it appears. John might be taken out here.
Yeah, getting very low. Is able to get a regroup. Golden pushing in, but it looks like we do have a DC from Cadix.
Latina lover sends out a very interesting proposition.
to reverse the forfeit. Yeah, I don't know about all of that, but definitely unfortunate. I think Win left. Yeah,
So it was Cadix who had disconnected there.
Yeah. All right, you want to play some DPS?
Would I want to play some DPS? I'm a little too far outside the maximum cap for this league.
Does that mean you're bronze or something?
No, that means I'm a little above GM3.
Hot dog, so you're going to play some DPS. Just kidding. Looks like they're calling in Flubbertree's number. Flubbertree going to be playing some... Maybe. I'm getting no wait. Okay, we're getting the ready confirmations, and we're going to get things back underway. Okay, we do have the ready from both teams. I almost hit the back to lobby button, but I did not.
I make that mistake in scrims very often. You would be right, Giggle Bash. Not right now, though.
Oh. I didn't take us back to lobby, but I forgot to turn the game sound back on.
Good to see you.
I keep wanting to call Hockey Pizza Man Julian here. It's just so used to seeing him on the wrecking ball. Golden does get taken out here by Hockey. Hockey doesn't leave the engage, does get pulled in.
Hockey
Lucius
Pizza
is
Man.
taken out. So Arrow the Unkillable is doing it again. Always on 50 or less health, it appears. Good beat from the side of XL2. Golden is taken out the same time as Ocelot.
Able to get Hockey Pizza Man down. XL2 B at 70% and climbing. This looks like it could be point two. Lootboxers do have Mines and Visor and Rush. That is a deadly combination, so definitely gonna be a tough fight for XL2B to take dry here.
If I'm on the Lootboxers side here, I would not want to spend too many of those resources to take this point, though.
There is going to be the Rush. There is going to be the Visor. Mine's coming out. They're doing the exact opposite of what you suggested. Lots of ults coming out, and it looks like XL2B, they're not going to hang on to point. Did get some solid picks and forced XL2B back, but definitely an expensive fight. Still having Riptire coming up on B as well.
They are ahead in the beat category here, but Golden will get his gosh, I can never remember the ultimate.
Overclock? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get overclocked before Arrow gets beat to counter, so we'll see if anything happens there. Lucius is taken out by Arrow. So is Foxy, taken out by the Tire of Julian. Arrow is gone. Flubber, no clue where he was.
Yeah, I mean, XL2B, I mean, able to get that retake, but Lootboxers just snuffing that out really quickly. Did use Rip Tire.
This ends now.
Arrow almost dying. Arrow does finally, but I mean, gets the railgun out. Honestly,
Cooling down.
a very valuable death.
Hello.
John is one, it seems, forced to use the golden gloves. Still walks it in though. XL2 with the flip on point. It appears Hockey's the only person he can touch. He's not very full on the health bar here. John is taken out.
Man,
You know, The Lootboxers just never did let go of the point, it seems. Fogsy with a touch, but it seems to be in vain slightly.
Man, I mean, I gotta say, overall, Lootboxers, just no fear in allowing XL2 B to take the point. They have the speed to get back on there and touch before the overtime goes. It still seems like they're playing calm and collective in those, I'll say, high-tension moments.
They do very much appear to have a lot of confidence in their ability to retouch. The team has a lot of confidence in Mr. Hockey Pizza Man there to get his touch on point.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to be the mines coming out from Hockey Pizza Man right away. We do have the nano coming out onto John, and B going to be used. Annihilation coming out as well. Rush from the side of Lootboxers. We do have
Nano
B.
Annihilation was very much a waste of time, it appears.
Yeah. I mean, it got the Lootboxers off point. I don't think as much value, though, as what they would have hoped.
It's two of their, honestly, their most valuable ults. Just
Man.
point flip back instantly.
And a
Latino Lover with a beautiful double.
Double pulse bombs are always fun to see. Unfortunately, I was not spectating Lover when that happened.
Julian is setting up for something a little sneaky. Doesn't get spotted. Nasty Ripfire incoming with a solo pick on Illusionist.
Julian does get low, is able to stay alive. Good support there from Ocelot. And nice shot there from Golden, getting Julian down. And there's going to be the overclock from Golden. Looking at Ocelot.
Very low. Ocelot
Beat.
Good beat from Foxy.
Hockey
Ocelot's
Pizza
taking
Man
out very far in
down.
the backline. Illusionist 1 gets out. Very good nade usage. Lover and Julian still here, but not engaging, which is definitely the smart decision. Fogsy does spot at least one person. He's in a very iffy position. Should be getting taken out here for it. He does manage to escape.
And Fogsy getting low again, does get eliminated this time. Nano coming out onto Golden, and Illusionist getting the ult as well.
Golden Hash Brown does troll himself a little bit there. Survives the pulse bomb, but slides right back into Hockey Pizza Man's mines. Lootboxers do flip the point right back. It looks like we are going to have another 99-99 if someone can... no one's getting a touch here, it appears. Should take the point.
Yeah, I think maybe Fogsy was looking to, but a nice headshot there from support hero Kiriko. Shutting that
Ocelot
down.
loving double step, it appears.
Overall, I think the Kiriko perks are really good. I'm not sure what GM3 lobbies look like for Kiriko players and perks, but
She is maybe the most terrifying hero to peek at all times.
understandable.
She can heal while dealing damage now with perks, so it makes her a little bit scarier.
Yeah. There's going to be the rush coming out from Ocelot. Julian getting a pick, Illusionist getting arrow down. Both teams without their Lucio. Golden Hash Brown going down as well, and Tyre to finish off John. It's just Flubbertree here and Illusionist for support.
Illusionist is being pushed by Ocelot. He doesn't know where he's taken out. Great back flank, honestly. Good flip on the side of the Lootboxers here.
Lover holding on the pulse, hoping to get another 2K. watching the setup here. Oh no!
Running down the high ground here. Golden is taken out. Foxy's taken out as well. Julian is just doing so much work with Arrow. John does get taken out here.
There's gonna be
Julian
the,
also taken out.
and Flubber Tree and Golden able to connect there and finish off Ocelot.
Rubber is setting up for a pick here. Is spotted. XL2 B does flip the point.
And there's gonna be the rush coming out from Ocelot. And
Beat with mines all on top of each other, including Tectonic Shock. Bit of an ult dump from both teams here, it appears.
yeah,
XL2B with a
Lootboxers.
slight advantage.
Yeah, I mean, they're hoping, Lootboxers hoping to close things out. They're at 99% and hoping to just finish things off. But XL2B, I mean, maybe almost having, I don't know, alt dumping's never good, but maybe just hoping to stay in it and keep this map and match alive.
Lubber does get touch here. Oh, never mind. Hockey gets it. Means Lubber's on a nice flank. Golden is one. Lubber is taken out. Annihilation is popped. Rolls in for the touch. Smart. But Annihilation is maybe a bit too much. Never mind. Julian with the excellent Junkrat gameplay.
I mean, that Rip Tire came in clutch for Lootboxers. Illusionist very low. It is again that 99 to 99 is just Foxy right now. Foxy does end up going down. Golden Hash Brown getting there, but taken out by Hockey Pizza Man. Flubber Tree to follow.
So many touches, one after another, and it appears John will be there for another one.
And there's going to be the rush, hoping to finish things off here.
Point still hasn't flipped to the side of the Lootboxers. Just now does, giving them the map.
Man, I mean, just about all of those points were 99-99.
All of them were so close.
Play of the game.
Well, that is going to be all we wrote for these two teams. Officially, XL2 taking the dub with a forfeit. Unfortunately, Lootboxers could not sport a team, but managed to Frankenstein their way through tonight's match. And, yeah, Lootboxers did get the points, get the 3-1 win, but, again, forfeit for XL2B. Overall, though, I think XL2B played really well. Again, a Frankenstein team for the side of the Lootboxers, but if that's anything to show of what the matchup may look like between these two teams, again, I think just some very small refinement. XL2B certainly could have won several of these maps, a couple of the points for sure for Flashpoint. What are your thoughts seeing XL2B compete tonight?
They very much brought it to the Lootboxers, it appeared. They didn't want to come in here and look like they got a win that they didn't deserve. They wanted to show that, hey, even if their team was here, we could have competed with them and gotten it ourselves. I mean,
Sure.
Losing Win Rolex after, map 2 isn't very good. But, even with the people who had, not gotten here and hadn't warmed up yet, subbing in, still kept maps very, very competitive.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, definitely just hoping to do what they did against a full-strength Lootboxers and then exceed that in order to come away with that match win. But overall, definitely not out of reach for XL2B, and excited to see if these teams go head-to-head once again. So this will be the last meeting of these two teams unless in tournament. So definitely a match to look forward to if it happens again. But that is going to be all for tonight's matches. We had the match between Munchkins and XL2 A, and then here we call the pseudo Lootboxers and XL2 B. Both some really good games, but catch us back tomorrow. We have another match for you all that is going to be at 10 p.m. EST between University of Wyoming Pistols and University of Wyoming Cowboys. We hope to see you there. Thank you to all of my co-casters, being John. Thank you to Ray for hopping in. And what is your preferred? What do you prefer people to call you here?
I prefer people to just call me by my name. Zach works very fine. I got so many online usernames.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So shout out and thanks to Zach for filling in as Ray helped complete the pseudo loot boxes for a map. But GG's to all the teams, and hope to see you all back tomorrow night for some more Overwatch Odyssey action. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.